I don't know if Naja them want to say something.
I don't say anything. No, we good. We good to go. Just waiting on you guys.
Okay, all right. So we'll start then. So the reason why Kamta and Naja called this
Oh,
meeting
it's gone.
together is 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 um is because the whole team needs to start using the Sahay zero based budget. So Nadia and myself had met with Shauna, and she showed us her raw data or her raw format, and she requested that we kind of pretty it up, make it look, cosmetically, whatever. And so that's what we have done, and we've been beta testing it, and it has had tremendous success in other legs and whatnot, and so we have people in the Tallahassee team and outside of that team using it, and they're getting their volume done, and it's just like what Nick and Stephanie were using, something like that. So it's
What?
yeah, but it's working with people. It's working with people to manage their money, and to make sure that they're being sensible about it. So, Camta asked me to show you Shauna's spreadsheet, okay? And so I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to run through a quick example. All right, and then another thing Camta asked me to do, and since Camta is here, you could ask him, is to sit down with everybody. A couple of people are excluded, but sit down with everybody and go through it individually with you. So all I'm gonna do is just an example now. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen, and then I'm gonna show you the sheet, and then we'll take it from there. Let me see now. Uh, yeah, this is the issue here. I'm on see that. I need to switch over. So switching over to me. Hopefully it keeps. And then I'm going to go to my Google Drive. I have two folders, personal and team. I go into team. I go to zero-based budget. Go to master. This is the master sheet right here, the zero-based budget. I'm going to go in there. To be careful, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of it so that I don't mess up the master. And I'm going to call this demo or whatever. So just bear with me here, and I'm going to put the word demo. Okay. And so this is the sheet here. And basically what this is, everybody can see the screen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And so basically it has 3 months in it. I plan to make it 12 months, but I just haven't gotten around to it as yet. It's month 1, month 2, month 3. And it has 2 parts to it. It has your personal income and your expenses. Okay, let me collapse all of this here. Let me collapse everything here. All right. So you could see that focus on this column here, column D. On column D, you have your personal income, and then you have your fixed monthly income and your variable monthly income. Okay. Now the thing about it is that these terms I got from Sanjeev. If you go back to what Sanjeev had on Facebook, he was talking about fixed and variable. So I picked up on his terminology, and that's what I'm using. So in the income column, you have your fixed monthly personal expenses, which are your home expenses, personal, transportation, health, family, personal financial obligations, and your miscellaneous personal expenses. Okay, and then down here you have your variable expenses, and those are things that that are there. Now when I go through it with everybody, what I do is I first start off and say, what is a zero-based budget? And I tell them that it's expenses, it's income minus expenses equal to 0. It can take 1 to 12 months to get it to 0. Okay, so lean into it, and don't, you may not be in a position to immediately do that. And then I also tell them that the income can be broken down into into fixed and variable. For the fixed, you want to manage it and make sure that it is fixed, with, like mortgage and all of that stuff, rent and all of that stuff. You want to make sure that you audit it and that you only have the necessary fixed income in there. And then for variable, what you want to do is to reduce the variable, and sometimes an emergency might come up, and so you can't help it. Okay? And then, of course, you're actually going to have three accounts: two checking accounts and one savings. So the checking account is for your monthly income, or you could have two if it's two people. And then on the left-hand side here, you have a separate account. So what Shauna was saying is, do not commingle your business income with your personal income. They should be separate, two different entities. In fact, the monthly income, in the beginning, it might be zero based, but hopefully, as you get into phase D, phase C going into phase D, it starts to show massive profit. So your goal is to have your business profit to grow. Okay, and then what you do with that, it's a personal choice. And so on the left hand side, it's personal income minus fixed minus variable. And on the left hand side, you're going to have your monthly income, all right, minus your business investments. That's your tools, your association, your product use. You remember what Camto was saying today? It's not buying products, it's buying points. So maybe that should be point investments. I don't know, and then other business expenses. And within each of these buckets, you have you have different items in there. All we have in there are some generic stuff. So everybody, they can change it as they see fit. Okay, so I'm going to run through a very quick example, and then as Camter has requested, I'm going to meet with everybody one-on-one, except a couple people. They're not going to be included in it. Okay, so let's say that this is a married couple. One person is John. This is John's job. Oh, okay. Hold on. Jalisa is saying that she didn't get the email. So hold on. Let me send this to Jalisa real quick. Hold on. My apologies. All right, I just sent it to her. Okay, so in this case, it's John and Paula. These are two friends of mine. John and Paula in Miami. That's who I stayed with when I was down there. John and Paula's jobs, right? And then they have no other things. Okay, so let's. I always, when I go do the example, because we're working with a lot of students, I try and make it modest as possible. So I put 1,500 here and 1,500 here. Right? So that's the income, and you could see that it adds up. So the total net income is wages minus fixed and variable personal expenses, but we haven't filled those buckets as yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly do this. I'm not going to put in a lot of stuff, okay, because we only have half an hour to go through this. So let me go ahead and I'm going to collapse all of these things so it opens everything up. All right. So you're going to see examples. So maybe they have rent. And maybe that rent is $800, right? And that includes electricity, sewage, everything. So that's all that they have there, right? And then coming down here, maybe they have groceries, and maybe groceries is $200 a month. Cell phone, two of them, they have two cell phones. Maybe they have a plan for $70. And then the only other thing that they have is meals, and so I put meals here because they're eating out a lot, right? So meals comes up to a whopping $100 a month, right? And so I'm going to take everything else out here. And some of these I'm not even going to fill, like transportation. Maybe there is one car that they have, and they're paying $100 for that, and gas is like about $60 for the month. Insurance is like $50, and they don't have anything else, okay? And that might be combined or whatever. Public transportation for maybe one of them. Right, and so that's like $50 a month, and that's it. Okay, and then I'm going to skip over some of this because they don't have any children. I'm going to skip over health expenses because they're not sick, they're young, so they don't have. They might be paying for insurance though. They might be paying insurance because they have whatever. So that's $30 insurance in their paycheck or whatever. And then family expenses, they don't have any kids. Tithing, maybe they do tithe, because maybe they're Christian. So that's $300 in tithing for 10%. And then no miscellaneous. So their total fixed is 1760, right? So if I'm going to scroll back up, and you could see that leaves them with 1240, right? It's a very simple equation. All right, so I'm going to go to the variable now. And in the variable, they have cable television, man. And that's like $100. And they have internet, which is another 50. And they have Netflix and all them things. And that's another 40, you know. And then they do go to movies, like maybe two movies a week or whatever, you know. And then maybe the guy goes to the barber, that's $20 a month, and she does nails, that's another 20. You could see this is what happens a lot of times. And you could see that later on. What we're going to do is ask them to, see what they could do. Maybe they don't have any hotel accommodations, maybe they don't have any gym stuff. They do have a student loan, maybe 200 here and 100 here, you know. And then auto insurance deductible. Fortunately, they haven't had any of that problems. So you could see right away that takes them to 695. And in that case, what they would do in this case, because I show two examples, I show one with a surplus and one with a deficit. So in this case, 685, they're just starting the business. So they're going to go down to this line here. It's all the way down here, and it's called business seed money. And they're going to launch their business. So they're going to take $300 here. Is that $300 going up to the top? That leaves them with 385. That 385, we're going to ask them to put that in their savings. Okay. So now every dollar has been identified. So that's 385 here. Right. So that's one scenario. So you see that they've zeroed their budget. Not many people have that scenario. Okay. And so after showing this example, I said, let me be a little more realistic. Let me show you something where maybe you have a lot more expenses, and you don't have enough money to do this thing, So you have 300 here, and maybe I come down here and I start to add in some more stuff. It's just an example I start with. It's two sessions we do. One session to show them the example, and then the second one to go through actual. And then on a monthly basis, you spend like 15 minutes or so reviewing what their latest thing is. Okay? Because that's what the process says we should do. It's written in the process that you should have a monthly thing. Right? So in this example, I'm showing $500 here, and I'm showing maybe 170 for cell phone, And so what I'm trying to do is and maybe they, okay, so they have a deficit of 215. So this is the example I'm showing, right? So this is the second example where if they invest seed money, and you could see over here on this line here, okay, and lines 8 in column L, okay, you could see it right here where that 300 is being seed money coming from their pocket, and they're like, wait a minute, you want me to put 300 and I'm 215 in the hole? How is that? I don't want to get another credit card, whatever. So what we do is we say, okay, first thing first, let's look at your fixed and see what can you reduce. You can't reduce the rent, maybe some of the meals. Why don't you cut out a lot of these meals, and maybe you just eat out, there's $20, in snacks and all of that, and maybe your groceries goes up like $20, and so now you're at 710, and then auto insurance, maybe car payment, gas, maybe you start the carpool, so you do 50, and then public transportation, maybe you find a cheaper way of doing that, Uber instead of taking a taxi, whatever, and we start to go through actual examples. Maybe you shop around for insurance and it's $25 instead, and you start nipping away at it, and then we go down to the variable, and that's where you're going to find all the leakage. Maybe you can cut your own hair, do your own nails. Maybe you could go to a movie once every 3 months instead. And then Netflix, you don't need that. And then maybe cable TV, you don't need that, but you do need the internet. So maybe that's 70. okay, and you start to cut back. And once you start to do that, you see that now they have a deficit, a surplus of 55. And I tell them when we do your actual example, we will have to strategize and decide where we're going to do what, you know. So that 55, what they should do, and they feel good. They feel good when they say, hey, I can afford just by doing a little deferred, what do you call it, delayed gratification. I can still have a surplus. It might not be a lot, maybe $50. I put that in savings and I'm starting a business. Because I also tell them that when it comes to money, you can spend it, you can waste it, or you can invest it. So what we're trying to do is to eliminate the waste, increase the investments, and manage the spending. Spending is food and gas and rent and all of that. Investment is your business, you know, and then waste is like movies and Netflix and all that, you know. Okay, so we come here to the savings and we put 55 here, you know, and I never touch tithing because tithing is a very spiritual thing. So whatever they're tithing, I don't tell them to increase or decrease. Another important thing is that I never tell anybody what to do. I say all I can do is recommend. I cannot tell you what to do. All of this is your decision. But what I want to do is to show you a path. What I want to do is to show you a path to the way you can do it. And many, many other people have done it. And that's why Sanjeev and Sean have come up with this. You know, all right. And so now they have a zero budget and they have that $300. So I said, what are we going to do about that? I said, well, this is your first month in the business. So what we're going to do is, you know, get you the book of the month, which is $15. And then I'm going to start to add it. You remember that PowerPoint thing that had that? And this is 39, you know, and this is 34, you know, and then you're going to get the intro pack. The intro pack is going to be it's 187 or whatever for both of them, you know. I think 62 there. I just added to both of them, you know, and then this is what you get 187 here. So that should start to come up to about $300 or something. Yeah, it's 275, and then that's what we show them, and then you can go back now and show them where in the first months they have started their business, right? And then what I do is I go up here to the top and say, this is the first of the month. What we need to do is to get you some customer sales. Now you're not going to see you're not going to see the PV points until the 15th of the next month, but the sales profit you will see right away. Because if they buy it for 20 and it costs you 15, then you're going to see the $5. So I say, why don't we have a target? Because you've gotten 60 points, so let's do 40 points in customer. It depends on the person, right? And so that'll be like like maybe $50 in whatever, you know, or maybe they have a lot of customers and we do 200, and so they have 225. And then if what you call it, if it's the month of September or October and we have FED coming up, well, we know it's about $300 for them to come. So what we do is we got 225 here, you know, because maybe they cannot afford 300 to go to FED and buy 40 PV for themselves, you know, or whatever, you know, to make that 100 PV. Because 100 PV the first month, maybe 150 the next month, you know. And so what we do is that we work with getting them customers, you know, and Virginia has done this, you know, work with them. And I'm not saying she's the only one. There might be others. This is just the one that I know of. Okay. And so we work with them to get a number of customers so they can afford to go to FED, everything, food, gas, transportation, accommodation, through their business by working with their customers, one-on-one, neutral eye clinic, you know, beauty breaks and all of that. That's what Christian and them doing now, you know, and all of that. You know, there are other people, okay? It's commonplace within BWW. This is not a unique thing, okay? And so when they've done that now, and then we don't wait until October. Okay, what we do is that we meet with them before that. And you could see in this second sheet, it shows you September and it shows you October. And by the way, if there's a big deficit, sometimes we say, well, can anybody get another job? Or maybe the husband is the only one working and the wife is not working. So we say, you know, like what Carol is doing, you know, maybe you can get an Uber, or maybe you can do some sewing or whatever, you know, or babysitting, or, you know, whatever job, okay? It doesn't matter. It could be the guy who's not working, okay? Whatever. Okay. So, in this case, there's so many different scenarios. I don't try and go through every scenarios in the example. I'm just trying to get them used to the sheet so they can see the flow of it. And
Mm-hmm.
then once we've given them the example, then we say, okay, let me give you a clean sheet and you go ahead and you fill that out, and then we will meet in the next few days so we can go through your exact example. Another thing that we do is that some people are very private about
Mm-hmm.
exactly how much they make.
Mm-hmm.
So we tell them, if you're making $1,835 and you don't want us to know, then just give us a ballpark. Put 2,000, put 1,500. We don't need to know exact amount. We're not trying to get into your bank account.
Yep.
Right. So what we do is say it's your choice. And a lot of people say, I don't care. I'll show you exactly how much I make. And other people are like, okay, I'm going to give you a general example. And then once they give us a general example, we strategize on that, and then they go back and they find other things that you're spending on, and we keep working on it. It's an ongoing process. You
Mm.
don't just do a zero-based budget with them and you're finished. You got at least 1 to 6 months with them to make sure they're viable. Some
Mm.
people will do it quicker, some people will do it slower. Some people don't want to do it at all. And those are the ones who typically don't become viable, typically. So in this case here, they do 1,500, okay, and the function is over, and all of this is going to be the same. And then I'm just going to say right here, maybe what they invest seed money wise, maybe they do have some other customers, some ditto customers, and the seed money is 300, and now this is when they start to buy products for themselves and start to save. And books and CDs and whatever they can afford, you know and we strategize with them, and we take that into month 3 and whatnot. So it's just working with them, making sure every dollar is accounted for, not commingling. And like Shauna said, okay, this is all Shauna. Do not commingle your business income with your business income. Not only that, Joe the tax guy at Seven Springs, if you go to the IBOAI website, it says right there, have a separate account for your business. Treat it as a business. Because if you get audited, they're going to want to see this sheet, and the IRS, if they audit you, they'll feel a lot more at ease if they see that you're managing both of them differently. So basically that's what it is. I didn't go too long, did I?
Nope.
No, it was
Camta, is
fine.
that good? Is that good enough, Camta? Nadia?
Yes, yes, it is. Um, Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. We're listening to
Okay.
you.
Yeah. And basically, what we want to do with new people upon getting them started, we want to schedule at least 4 different events where they can create some client. Okay, and so that's all things in order for to help the individual to get that volume going. So whereby they can get that money to put into their business account. The difference between wholesale, retail, as well as what they're making in terms of their bonuses. Okay. So and those things we used to do them before, but we kind of somehow, I don't know, we don't continue to do that. But what we need to do is we need to set up 4 different selling events for them. One could be the spa cafe, one could be a neutralite party, excess, whatever you guys want to do. They have this thing now, these young people call them the beauty soiree. That's a nice little way of saying a beauty party, where they get a lot of young people to come and participate. So those are events that we want to make sure that we're promoting within for the new people to help them to create some extra income. For example, FED coming up, we would have known, we know exactly when the functions are coming. So we know we have a block of maybe 3 months period to be able to help them to get this money. So there you go again. You want to make sure that you work with them in putting together these events so they can have the money to do this stuff. But that's about it. I think Kenna did a great job in terms of explaining how to use the the zero-based budget. But another thing is sometimes, like Kenneth said, even if they don't want to say their income, that's fine, but they can fill out everything else. They can fill out all the expenses, all that stuff, and then in their privacy they can put in their income, and you tell them what to do. You minus this from that and whatever, and that shows their income. So does that make sense? Because sometimes people, like Kenneth said, they don't want to tell you how much money they make and all that stuff, and that's okay because it's not to pry, but it's just to help them.
I understand.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
So,
real
so
good.
what I'm gonna, so Nadia, what I'm gonna do is Camto asked me after pace to talk with everybody one on one, and go through something that's either close or their actual budget.
Yeah.
Co- Correct? Right.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Mm. So I'll be getting in touch with everybody. There are a few exceptions, okay?
And those exceptions, the reason why is because they have a handle on their budget.
Right.
They doing more than the normal PV and all of that stuff. So we don't need to go through their budget with them, you know.
Right. The,
And
and those people, they should know who they are. But I, I,
yes,
I, will, I will warn them though. I will warn them that even though Andrea and I were in the same situation, we still do a zero-based budget.
yeah,
So,
Okay.
right, right.
so I
I
would. Mhm.
I think everyone should do
Do
it,
it.
regardless of whether or not you haven't handled it on everything. So just by if basically there is no leakage going out,
Yeah,
then you know
yeah.
exactly where your money is going. So
So they will do their own budget
absolutely.
basically, but the others I want Kenneth to do it with them. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Like Nadia and I we do ours too,
Mhm.
you know, and you know,
A lot of our money was going like eating out, Starbucks, different things that, when we're out meeting people, we have a lot of, sometimes you say, okay, I want a Starbucks coffee. Sometimes we don't take in account by the end of the week, or, in a month, we're spending over $100 in stuff like that, you
but you
know?
see, okay, hold up here. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if you can see this here. You guys can see this.
Yeah.
Well, this
Yeah.
is something everybody when you come to my home, you sit on my table. This is myself and the girls. Every time we think or even went and eat out or Dunkin' Donut or Starbucks, we write on it a piece of paper and stick it in here, right?
As you can see, Willie's Anya $7. Whoever spends money, they have to put that in there so that at the end of the month we can see where the leakage is
Right.
going.
And
Oh.
this is not even half the month, and I checked it up yesterday and was over $200 plus. And I
Wow.
know I know a lot of them are missing stuff in there still because
Now, Camp,
they don't
Wow.
want me to
and
see how much they're really spending. You know,
now, Camp, exactly where do you have this vase in your house?
right
Right
on
on
my
the
dining
table.
table.
Okay. When next is space, I coming over.
If I- yeah, you know, and so we do it too, and there's a lot of money there. I'm telling you, it's incredible where the money just leaks out and we don't realize it. Right?
Yeah.
And it makes sense to do this thing because let me tell you, the people who have done it, like in India or with Kankan Group, Nick and Stephanie, the Emeralds, upcoming people, everybody pretty much is able to do 100 to 150 PV easy.
and
You know?
and the point of doing the budget is not so much for like the leaders and all that, like everybody have a handle on how they're spending their money, but it's so that you can teach it to the new people,
Mm.
so that you can have that duplication process going through, because not everybody that comes a part of the business will have the money to do that. So the whole idea is to be able to help the new people to budget them their way into being able to create a good income, not affecting not affecting their regular income. And so people like that, when they see that they can actually make this money on the side. Not a, it's like, wow, I can make, because most business, we know what it costs, right? To run a business, it is thousands upon thousands of dollars. And when they see, for basically a couple of $100 they can run a business, it becomes more real to them.
And also, what a lot of people are doing after they're able to finish up their points and so on, extra money, they're paying more money
Down to their
to the credit
cards.
cards.
Hmm.
Like Divya has been doing that, working on it very diligently, and she is just so excited that she's paying off her cards, adding to her.
Adding to her
Adding
savings.
and adding to her savings,
Hmm.
and before it was like a struggle, but now she's seeing where the money goes, and when people see those things, they make extra effort to find the leakage. Like I've always told you guys, the example with if you're driving a little bit slower than 90 miles an hour to save on the gas money, right? Right, right. But that's how once they see that progress, the people they like it, they continue doing it, and they adding towards building their asset. So we want everybody to start using this and implementing it. Okay,
Okay.
Yes, I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yes,
sounds good.
sir.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, Kenneth, go ahead. You want to move on to the next thing?
Right. So the next thing is, I had mentioned it before that Camter said that he wants weekly metrics, and so I'll just share the screen. Do I have it up? I think so. It's very very simple. Okay, and this will take only 5 minutes to go over. All right. And so let me go back here to the where did I put that? Where did I put that? Because I just started to do it. So let me come here. All
Hey,
right. So,
hey, Kenneth,
like for instance, this is uh-huh.
I was asking, can you send the YouTube link to Jaleesa?
Oh, yeah, I did it already.
The YouTube one? Okay. She's trying to get on the hang of
Oh, the
trying to send.
YouTube, the YouTube. Okay, no, no, I didn't send the YouTube.
Okay.
All right. Let me get the YouTube and send it to her. All right, I sent it to her. All right, and then,
Thanks, Kenneth.
okay, you're welcome. All right, so this here is the this is just Jonathan's own. Everybody will look the same, and oh, I didn't mean to show actual stuff. All right, so it shows right here, the week, and Cam, to let me know if we need anything, the number of MG1s, MG2s, BP, the process steps
The
and launch.
process, right? Uh-huh.
Right. I think launches needs an E in there, but anyway, you know. And then everybody has their individual sheet, and then what I'll do is link to this sheet and enter it into a master one for Camter, and Nadia can then go ahead and look at it and see what the team is doing, and who needs help, and all, whatever Camter and Nadia see fit, because they're the platinums, they're
Okay,
the.
I just thought about something there, Kenneth. Also,
Mhm.
if you can put in the 30-day core run and 90-day core run there, so and they can write down what day they're in that 30-day core run or whatever. Okay.
Okay, so you
Mhm.
want, okay, all right.
Yeah, that way we're able to analyze and see where we can, where exactly do we need to step in and to help people. Okay.
Right.
So,
So you
so
want to know
if
where
so
you want
if
to
I
know
go ahead,
you want to know where they are in the post launch.
the 30-day core run and the 90-day core run.
Just the core runs, okay.
Yeah, just the core run. All
Hmm.
right.
All right. I'll add those.
And also that would also, you can put like when did they start, because
Mm.
obviously, when they get started, they're not going to go right away into the 30-day core run. Some people do it right away, some people don't. So you just want to keep a track and a metrics on that, so why, basically everything is predictable, right?
Mhm.
And so that's what we want to see, that based on the activity, what kind of results they're getting.
Okay. So I will make a note. 30-day core run, and 90-day core run, and when.
Mm.
All right.
So, like again, coming back to the example, if we see someone in a 30-day core run every say 5 days to start, they have to start over again. You want to see and identify why that is so. Okay?
Right.
Because I'm thinking most people, especially the leaders or people who've been around in the business long, should be able to do a continuous 30-day core run without a break in between. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Any questions, comments? Everybody okay? I can move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm okay.
All right. So the next thing is how to set up a Google Hangout. It's very, very easy. All you do, and I'm gonna do a screenshots and send it out in an Acrobat so that you could see it, okay? But I'll run through it here real quickly and then we finish. All right. So all you do is log on to Chrome. You have to have Chrome. At least I think so, But and anyway, you log on to Chrome. At least that's what I use. And when you log on to Chrome and you sign in, you can sign in over here, okay? They keep changing it, but you can sign in right here, And then when you sign in, all you do is let me go to a blank screen. Right. So this is PDAT, and I'm signed in. So I go to PDAT, and then what I do is I go to these squares here. It's a lot of small steps. It's a lot of small steps. And you just got to memorize them. So I go here and I go to YouTube, and I'm in YouTube, and then I go to the P again, and inside there is Creator Studio. And once I go to Creator Studio, then I go to live stream and I pick the middle one. Right? I pick the middle one, and sometimes it sticks a little bit. Right? And I go to events, the middle one, events, and then I hit new live. Okay, and then when I hit that, then I put in the title, blah blah blah, and then I hit go live now. I don't know what it's gonna do if I'm in a live one already. This might kick everybody off, okay? But anyway, so when you hit OK, then you can go to the Google Live event and then invite people. And so let me show you the one that we're in now, because I don't know what will happen if I start the next one. I truly don't know because I've never tried that. So I'll go to the one that we're on now, okay? And so to invite people, then you just come to this button. Everybody's seen the screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then once
Yes,
you're in
sir.
there, then you can come here and put people's email address in and then just send it out. And that's it. And then you can come here to the gear and make sure that you have the right camera and the right microphone and the right speaker. And then to send people stuff, you come here to the links. You come here to the links, and you could send them either the actual, you can send them the YouTube stuff, or when you're inviting them, you just copy this one here at the top. All right. And then if you want to have this little chat thing on the side, you hit this button here. You can take it on and off. And then if you want to share the screen, you hit this share screen button. And that's it. There's
Okay,
nothing.
that's good. The purpose of this is that we need everybody to know how to do that, so that if Celie and Rod is not there, Rod is not there, how people can set up for the peace meeting or something. Okay?
Okay.
Yes.
I think
Right.
everyone should know how to,
Mhm.
to get on, because we have had issues too when Kenneth wasn't here. So
Right.
that's something that I had to learn how to do. So
And
I think it's important for everybody to know how to do that. So
yeah, and I'm gonna. I know I ran through it. It's very, very simple steps. You just gotta memorize it. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna print the screens, and put
Mhm.
a couple sentences, one sentence or whatever, and
Good
and
stuff.
then you practice it, and you see how easy it is. And after about 2 times, you start to memorize it. And then to start a broadcast at the bottom here, it's gonna say start broadcast. So you just hit that, and when you do that, the link here, this YouTube link here, is going to be that YouTube video. You know, and that's
Okay.
it. And that's it, you know. And so Camto wants the open meeting in Tallahassee to be recorded. So Roderick, no, well, Roderick might be showing the plan though, Camto. So maybe somebody else can do it.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm. All right. And anything else, Camto and Naja?
Not for now. This is pretty good. Later on, we'll have to put together another form. Remember what Kumar had done when he was at Sanjeev home, right?
Yeah.
The ones he talking about, what your goals are for the month in terms of your PV, how much MG1s you will be doing for yourself and for your team, and all of those type of things. So,
Also, the matrix with the numbers,
and the
so
numbers to
function,
the function,
all those
right?
different things.
Okay, so that's gonna come at a later time. We don't want to bombard you with too much forms right now, but all these forms is just to streamline and make you all more efficient,
Right.
right? That's what it's all about, and so you can have a good handle and understanding of where your business is, where it's supposed to be going, and basically you yourself can analyze why it's not where it's supposed to be. Okay.
Also,
Okay.
we just want to thank Kenneth for putting this whole thing together. I mean, I know he spends a lot of times in doing all of this stuff, and we just want to show him our appreciation by just going ahead and grow by using these things that he's putting together, so that he knows that his time is well spent. So let's just make it happen. And we're just excited and to start implementing all of these new things that are coming aboard. But more important, we're just proud of each and every one of you guys for this is just the core team right now, and I know that this is just the beginning of lots of good things happening. So we're excited.
We're
Good.
excited too.
Good stuff.
Awesome. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you all.
Thank you, Kenneth.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Kenneth.
Okay.
Thanks, Kenneth.
Good times.
You're welcome. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I'll,
thank you,
I'll,
Ken.
I'll, I'll send the updated stuff out. I'll
Thanks,
send
Kenneth.
I'll send the updated stuff out and send the rest of the weekly matrix, the new form to everybody, and then schedule the zero base thingy.
Awesome.
Okay.
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 Sounds
Good.
good.
All right.
Good
Good
night,
night, everybody.
everybody.
All right.
Good
Have a
night.
good
Good
night.
night, everyone.
Have a
Bye.
great week. Bye bye.
You got it. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.